Bryant here today guys, we're going to be starting up a new series on the channel. It is going to be called Shady Sundays, where every single Sunday I showcase the 5 best MCPE shaders of all time. And right now today I have 5 pretty cool shaders, and you can find the downloads to all of them in the description down below. They'll all be direct links, guys. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you go through any ads, no subscriptions, none of that, guys. We don't do that in this channel. So all you have to do is simply download all the shaders in the description down below, and once you download them, you should be good. Anyways, without wasting any time, let's head on to the number 5 spot. On the number 5 spot, guys, we have the EUG shader right over here. Now this barely takes up any storage. It only takes up about 0.59 megabytes. So in terms of storage, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, and immediately you can tell that this is so beautiful. Look, it is raining right now, and there's even like a shine when it's raining, which is so cool. And of course, you even have your own shadow. I think the shader looks better when it's raining rather than when it's not raining, because I don't know why. I just feel like it's super vibrant when it's not raining. You guys will see in a second. Yep, guys, this is how everything looks like without rain. It still looks pretty good, don't get me wrong, it looks really good, but I just think that everything's a little bit too bright. However, if it weren't for you know, all this brightness, then it would have been like at number 1, but because of how awesome the shader looks like during the rain time, it has to be on this list. So this is how the water looks like. The water looks so cool in my opinion. Let's just go you know, underneath it and see how everything looks like. And whoa, okay guys, as you can tell, everything is super cool. Like everything's super wavy and blue when you swim around in it, which is honestly pretty cool. Way more realistic than, you know, some other shaders. And we have a realistic looking sky right there with a awesome looking sun. There's even a glare that will follow you around. If you guys actually notice that, like near the sun, there's like some sort of light, and it will actually follow us even if we move our heads, which I personally think is really cool. Not a lot of shaders actually do that. So this is how the sunset looks like. I personally think it looks really beautiful. This would make for some really good like MCPE montages. But there you go, guys, you have the realistic looking sun, and I personally absolutely love that. One of the better looking sunsets in all of Minecraft. And you know what, this really enhances the Minecraft experience. And oh my god, yep, as you can tell, all the lighting just completely changed. Everything's like far more orange, if that makes any sense. We're gonna make it rain, but we're also going to set it to midnight, because we're gonna test out how all the lighting works actually. Oh, and over here there's a bunch of torches. So this is how the lighting looks like. It is way super smooth. The shader looks even more better when it's raining. I absolutely love it when it's raining. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for the number 5 spot. Let's head on to the number 4.
GoDaddy has the perfect hosting plan for any website, from low-cost shared hosting to your own virtual server. Every plan comes with a 99.9% uptime guarantee, along with a free domain name and award-winning support. No wonder we're the world's #1 web host. Unlock your online potential today with GoDaddy.
Spot. The number 4 spot, we have the ESBE2G V4.3 shader right over here. Now this barely takes up any storage as well. It only takes up about 0.06 megabytes, so you really have nothing to worry about in terms of storage. And this shader already looks so awesome. It's super bright, which is rather decent, I guess, and the lighting is far more vibrant. And of course, you cannot forget the realistic looking clouds right over here, along with the nice looking sun. Now, the best thing about this shader is, in my opinion, has to be the underwater. So we're gonna go to this river right over here, and I will show you guys why. So we have this beautiful looking water right over here with one of the most amazing like lighting to it. There's just so much shine to it, and I absolutely love it. It looks super realistic, and of course it is super wavy, if you guys can actually tell by the corner right over there. All we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna be going underwater, and voila, guys, just look how beautiful this is. This is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in Minecraft polishes. And if you actually look really closely at the blocks, they actually move in a wavy motion one underwater. So that just adds a bit more like realism to this. So we're gonna set it to sunset, and there it is, guys. That is the most beautiful sunset that I've ever seen. It has an amazing looking gradient on the sky right now. It just looks so awesome. The sky looks so beautiful. We have some blue right over here, but over there we have more like orange, if that makes any sense. So that's really cool. But at the same time, we have those beautiful looking clouds. And now what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna be setting this bad boy to the nighttime. So I'll show you guys how everything looks like. And I personally think this shader looks the best during the nighttime for one specific reason. So I'll just set it to midnight just like so, and you'll see why. So when we set it to midnight, guys, we have one of the most beautiful looking night skies out there. There's just like so much cool stuff. I'm not too sure what those are. I think those are supposed to be like comets or something. I'm not really too sure. You guys can correct me in the comment section down below. But as you can tell, they have like a bunch of cool lighting on it. It reminds me of like the North Pole, if that makes any. I'm sorry if it doesn't make any sense. I sincerely apologize, but I know some of you guys know what I mean. How in the North Pole they have like those green lights, and also there's a bunch of stars if you see really closely, and of course a realistic looking moon. So definitely one of my favorite shaders out there. Now we're gonna check out how the lighting looks like. So the lighting looks really good right over here, far more better than the last shader, obviously. And now we're gonna test this bad boy out during the raining time, but no, nothing really makes too much of a difference. And the good thing about these shaders is that it won't lag you as much compared to some of the other shaders, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because usually these shaders will just lag you a lot. So if you do have like a lower end device, then you should be good using this shader. Anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 4 spot. Let's head on to the number 3 spot. Guys, on the number 2 spot, we actually have a shader made by my good friend Reflex MC2, and I decided to just put it in this video, you know, just to help out a friend. So anyways, this shaders is actually really good for low end devices. So I decided to like include a really low end device shaders. So you know, no matter what device you have, you should be able to run this shaders. This barely takes up any megabytes. It takes up about 1.9 megabytes worth of storage, so you have nothing to worry about. And we're just gonna see how this bad boy looks like, and immediately you can tell that this shaders is running way more smoother on my device compared to some of the other ones in this list. So of course that is also really good. We also have a realistic looking sky right over there. Of course we have a wavy grass, which is honestly pretty cool. And now we're gonna go to the water and we're gonna see how everything looks like. So the water is actually like far more simplistic compared to all these other shaders, which you know, it's actually pretty good, because it's usually the water that causes a lot of lag. But this shaders, they make the water far more simpler, so of course it can reduce some lag. But of course, just look how wavy this sugarcane looks like. It is absolutely dope. Now we're actually gonna go down underwater and we're gonna see how everything looks like. I think it's the same thing as the regular Pocket Edition version of Minecraft, like without the shader, so I'm not really complaining, because of course it will reduce some lag for you. At the same time, this shader does have like super wavy leaves. I mean, just look at all that. It looks really awesome. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be testing this bad boy out during the sunset. So we're gonna set it to sunset just like so, and voila guys, look how beautiful that looks. We have a realistic looking sunset right over there with different shades of blue and of course different shades of orange. Now I know there might be a little bit of errors in this shader, but don't worry, Reflex MC is, you know, fixing them, and in the next update there should be less bugs and all that, so you know, that's really good. And also me and Reflex MC are working on a major project together, so just make sure to stay tuned for that, because you seriously don't want to miss that. Anyways, that is pretty much it for the number 3 spot. Let's head on to the number 2 spot. Number 2 spot, we have the TSPE shader medium right over here. So you can find this in the description down below in different types of like versions, if that makes any sense, because there is an ultra version. However, I do not recommend that if you're on mobile, because that would just completely lag your device. But currently I am on the medium, so it should be good for me. Anyways guys, it barely takes up any storage. If you're using the medium, it will only take up about half a megabyte. Boys, so now we're just gonna test this bad boy out, and immediately you can tell that the lighting is far more vibrant and the shadows are far more defined, which is honestly pretty cool. And this is actually more of a higher end shader, and immediately you can tell that we actually have a shadow, and it actually corresponds with our movement. Even the arms of the shadow moves as well, which literally this is the only shader in Minecraft Pocket that actually does do this. So this is actually pretty cool. Now, the water isn't very impressive looking yet, but if we actually go underwater, you will see how beautiful this shader truly is. So we're just gonna go underwater and just look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. You can even see like the sky through the water, which is honestly pretty cool. Not a lot of shaders actually do that, so you know, it's finally nice to see a shader that does something a little bit different. And of course there is a lot of wavy leaves. Let's just go over here. Yep, super wavy. Okay, I'm actually lagging like really hard from this, so we're just gonna set it to a sunset just like so. And if we actually look towards where is the sunset, towards this direction, you'll see one of the most beautiful sunsets of all of Minecraft Pocket. We're gonna set it to nighttime and look at the night sky. It is actually so beautiful. There's a bunch of stars guys, and there's even shooting stars, which this is literally once again the only Minecraft shaders that actually does that. So that's pretty cool. We have a bunch of stars. I'm pretty sure you guys can see it, but as you can tell, there is a bunch of stars that will just fly off randomly. But that's not all guys, we have even more. So not only do we get this awesome looking night sky, but we actually also get a beautiful rain, and you will tell that there's even like little water animations when the raindrops fall on the ground, if that makes makes any sense. I know I'm really bad at explaining that, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see how awesome the animation looks like. But behind us, there is a full-on rainbow in the sky right over there, which is definitely one of the more better and detailed shaders of all time. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for the number 2 spot. Let's head on to the number 1 spot. Number 1 spot, guys, we actually have 2 texture packs combined. Now, I know that's a little bit weird, but trust me, guys, it is actually 100% worth it. So you will need to download the bicubic shaders and the fuse realism, and all you will need to do is combine it just like so, and you'll get the ultimate shaders, which is personally the best one in Minecraft Pocket Edition. So not only do you get super realistic looking textures, but you also get the nice vibrant light of the shaders, and immediately you can tell that this is actually super realistic. Let's actually like go super close to the grass. You'll see that that is actually photorealistic, and we're gonna go to the leaves because the leaves is also super realistic. Just look at the leaf. That's actually like full-on photorealistic leaves on the trees right over there, which is pretty cool. Now we're actually gonna, you know, just go and look at the logs, and the logs are also super realistic. So hey, you can't really complain about that. Guys, let's look at the water just like so. We even have the beautiful water of the shaders, guys. Now without the shader pack, this water would just be like the regular traditional vanilla Minecraft, which is still pretty good, but with the shader water, it will look even better. And that's why I added the bicubic shaders, because of course it will implement some elements of shaders, boys. But if we actually go underwater, you'll see how beautiful it is. Literally, light that comes from the sun goes on to the water, and it goes underwater as well, and you can see all the lights. It's just really amazing, and just look how realistic everything is. Believe it or not, this is actually the stand, and down here I believe is some stone, so that's how you know that this is actually legit. And it is of course one of the most realistic texture packs in all of Minecraft Pocket Edition. Now, and that's how the lighting looks like underwater. Like I said, very realistic as well. So we have the gold ore right over here, we have some iron ore, diamond, and I got a diamond ore again. But just look how realistic all of these ores are. That is literally photorealistic. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to change this bad boy to the sunset, just like so. There is the sunset, guys. It is absolutely beautiful, one of the most beautiful texture packs in all of Minecraft, and as well the most realistic one, so that's just a massive bonus. But I just really like how the sunset looks like. It makes the sky look so beautiful in my opinion. And of course you have the realistic looking clouds and all of that. But now we're actually going to change it to nighttime. If we actually change it to nighttime, it will look like this, and voila, guys. It's not really too impressive compared to some of the other shaders on this list, but there is still a moon right over there, and of course some stars. If you look really closely, you'll see that there is actually some stars, so that's also pretty cool. We actually have a lot of things that are super realistic. Let's take for example this gold block over here. This is a full-on gold block, and another huge surprise about this shaders is that we're actually not lagging as hard as you might expect. So even if you don't have the best device, you should be able to run this, and of course that is a massive plus. This is cooked mutton right over here, and this is cooked pork chop, cooked chicken, and over here is a realistic looking Ender Pro. So definitely one of the best shaders in all of Minecraft. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you actually want another episode of Shady Sunday, then feel free to leave a like, leave down below in the comment section that you do want more Shady Sunday videos, and I will absolutely do them. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If this video did help you out in any way, shape, or form, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter for more updates on my life. All the downloads to each of the shader in the video will be in the description down below. They'll all be direct links, guys. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you go through any ads, no subscriptions, none of that, because we don't do that in this channel. Thank you so much for 8,000 subscribers. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe, everyone. See you later, French fries.